Hello, my name is Lisa. Welcome to my home. This is my channel about cross stitch and quilting, thrifting, all the kind of things that I enjoy. If this is your first time here, I hope you find something inspiring that will motivate you to create something. And if you've come back after seeing me before, I appreciate it. I'm glad y'all come back to hear me talk about my stitching. So, it's been a minute since I've been here. If you're new to my channel, a little life update, I guess. I recently had both of my knees replaced. So the first one was in April, and then 4 weeks later I had the other one done in May. And so it's been a little bit of, it's been an adventure. First one was a breeze. The second one was quite a bit rougher than the first one. And so I'm just in the process of getting back to normal, whatever normal might be. Still not working yet. I'm hoping maybe by the end of the month I'll be able to stand long enough to work maybe a half shift for a while until I get back up to speed. But as it is, I'm just going to therapy and putzing around my house a little bit. So in between, since the last video, I went to my first cross-stitch retreat, which was StitchCon, which is in Sharonsville, Ohio. And so that was fun. And I'm a little late to the game. It was in June. So I'm sure you've heard quite a few recaps of that. So I'm just going to try to breeze through that pretty quickly. I do have a couple finishes that I'd like to share, and some plans. I have a new start, and so anyway, hopefully some stuff will be exciting. So just to get the StitchCon part of the video underway, when we got there, we got a neat bag that held a cross-stitch magazine, some eyeglass cleaner contraption. Anyway, they really did a good job. Now, granted, this was my first retreat, so I don't have a whole lot of experience, but it just seemed like everything went very smoothly. I really can't think of any negative that happened through the whole thing. And I could tell that they had put a lot of time and effort into it, so I just wanted to thank them. So I know Pam and Steph, you probably know from Just Keep Stitching, and Barbara from Keepsakes, of course, was the owner of the cross stitch place that was running it. So, and then I saw some quite a few other people that were running around. I didn't get their names, but everybody was working really hard so that we had a great time, and I appreciate it. Okay, so I went there with my best friend Loretta, and it took about 3.5 hours to drive down there from where we're at. My husband took us down and then came home, and then came back on Sunday to pick us up. So I really appreciate him doing that, making it all possible, because me and Loretta weren't up for driving that far. Well, I couldn't drive anyway, but she wasn't up to driving, so. Okay, so I'm sure you've probably already heard, but everybody was very generous as far as the things that they would hand out. I just thought that you handed out something to your table mates, so like maybe, 5 or 6 things, but there were quite a few people that made enough for the 300 people that were at the event to all receive something. So I just thought that was amazing. But I learned from that experience, and I'll try to do better on my next one. But I think the most popular thing were floss drops. Some people just gave a couple. Some people gave a whole package. Some were on rings. it was pretty cool. And then other people gave out stickers, which was fun. Needle minders were very popular. I got this one from Missy and Kathy from Two Needles Pulling Thread. One was a little cup, even a Scrabble letter. I thought that was clever. Someone had given a zipper pull that was made out of a yo-yo with some charms on it. Some plastic thread drops. Little waxers. Little pins for either frogging or just decorative for a pillow. This one actually had a frog in it. Super cute. Someone also gave just a little packet of cards. Well, that wasn't very long enough. There we go. Someone came around and let you pick some pins. It was just fun, and a lot of times you didn't even get to see the people, because if you got up and left your chair, when you'd come back, there would be goodies. I kind of felt bad. I didn't really feel like, I didn't feel very adventurous. It had only been a month since my second knee surgery, and like I said, it was tougher, and so I didn't really, I don't know, I guess I just didn't really feel like myself, but I was still glad that I went, and I had a great time, but I didn't really feel like getting up and moving a whole lot, and then by sitting there that long, I was uncomfortable too, so I don't know. Hopefully I wasn't too much of a bore with the people I sat with, but I just didn't feel like myself. But Loretta, on the other hand, she's a social butterfly, and so she was walking around talking to everybody, and I'm almost positive she probably met everybody in the room. And she went around, and the lady was giving out Ada that she dyes, and I just couldn't believe that was a very generous gift. She was giving out a lot of that. Even somebody did little crosses with their embroidery machine. Someone was giving out a whole basket full of charms, and so you could just sit there and go through and pick out whatever you wanted. So yeah, very generous people. So at the table it was me and Loretta, and then another lady that I had met through my channel, which her name is Darlie, and she was from South Carolina. So the three of us, all roomed together, and it was a fun experience. And Darlie really spoiled me. She had given out some floss bling, had a little bee on it, and then she had done a bunch of covered buttons, and so you could pick out I think 5. So I got some pretty covered buttons, and then a pretty little bag to put them in. And then she had made me a project bag, but had forgot it. It didn't get in her suitcase. And so she sent that to me after the retreat was over. And it was really a beautiful bag that she had made for me. So it was all pieced patchwork on the front, and then just a beautiful lined bag. It had a little zipper pull that was red, and then even the back of it had some piecing on it, and it had a cute little tag that says Darlie Made. So we had talked quite a few times about how I didn't enjoy making project bags too much, and so she made me one. She also had put, so that then in the one that she sent to me, she had given me another floss bling and pretty red threads, different Weeks Dye Works and Classic Color Works. And she sent me a Forbidden Fiber. And then also she sent me some silk, which I have never stitched with silk before. But so she sent me a really pretty blue silk. So I'm excited to use that. She sent me some more little covered buttons. And something that was really exciting, she sent me the prettiest pair of red scissors. If I can get them out of the container here. Oh, there we go. It's in the back. But they were red. Red's my favorite color, so pretty. So, thank you, Darlie. That was so nice that you were so generous in all of those things. I felt kind of silly because I had just made some floss bling. I didn't go out as a lot of the table mates that I had did, and I felt kind of guilty. But then I also thought, well, you know, next time, right? So, okay, so that was 3 of the table mates that I sat with, and then Darlie had heard, I don't know how she heard, but somehow she heard that Roberta Lyle from the Sable Stitchers was going to be coming alone and wasn't sure who she was going to be sitting with, so Darlie had invited her to sit with us, and so that was fun. So I got to meet her and spend some time with her, and she gave me a little scissor fob or bag, a zipper pull, whichever. But anyway, super cute. Whoops. And then Darlie also had found out that Andrea was going to be coming from Australia and didn't know anybody at this retreat. Or if she didn't, I'm not sure if she didn't know anybody, but she didn't have plans to sit with anybody. So Darlie had invited her to sit at our table too. And her gift was this really pretty little bag. And then a little koala bear from Australia. She brought these delicious little candies, which I've been dying to eat that ever since I got back, but I wanted to share one. And then she gave us a beautiful scissor fob that had the rum that's made in her town, and a red heart, had a koala bear, and some really pretty charms, a heart, scissors, just beautiful. And you know me with scissor fobs, I love to hear the jingle, so now that I've shared it on the video, I can use it. And then she also gave us some thread bling. So very generous gift. I thank you, Andrea, and it was a pleasure to get to meet you. Okay, and so then the last person that sat at our table, which she was great. She was in line. Okay, first of all, so her name is Debbie, and I had met her through my channel here. And then over the years, we've chatted back and forth on Instagram, but we'd never met in person. And so she, I believe she came from Rhode Island to come down. And she gave a really pretty little travel case, that like a travel stitchy case. And so it had some thread or floss bling, some pins that said sew, a little waxer, a little tomato, and some little post-it note type of things, little paper. So But it was so much fun meeting Debbie, and she really saved our bacon because she got in line super early, and she was able to get in and save us all a seat together so that we knew, and we felt kind of at ease as we were at the back of a line, knowing that she had secured us a table and that we were all going to be able to sit together. So that was great, Debbie. She was a real trooper. Okay, so I think that pretty much is the highlight for the gifts and stuff from StitchCon. I did have a finish there. I have been working on Liberty Inn by Blackbird Design for quite a while, and I had left a lot of stitching in the house, just fill-in stitching, so that I wouldn't have to concentrate or think too hard. And so I was able to get that done pretty quickly, and so I decided, well, maybe I'll try to see if I could ring the bell, because if you have a finish at StitchCon, you can go up and ring the bell, and everybody cheers you on. So I thought, well, I'll see if I can get a finish. And so I was able to do quite a few of the smaller stars above the house and the date, and was able to get a finish. So real happy with this. Now I can get a frame for it. I keep forgetting to take it with me to the thrift store, and I've really decided that I'm not bringing, unless it's a really amazing frame, I'm not bringing anything home unless I have a project in mind that I know it's going to work for, because I have so many frames here, and then I get them here and they're not quite the right size. So I was able to get a finish, and I thought I had brought a Stacy Nash piece, Miss Baxter's House, with me. And so I just needed to do the large bouquet of flowers at the bottom and the 3 roosters. And so I worked pretty hard on them. I have to just do a little bit more on the chicken, the black chicken at the top. And then I have to put a date in. And I think there's an initial in this star here. I think there's a little B that I'm supposed to do, like a letter B. And then this one will be all finished, but I've been working on this one. I've had a lot of big pieces, it feels like, and I've been working on them forever. So it was fun to see that that one was getting close to a finish. But those are really the only things I worked on at StitchCon. When I came home, I had taken things for new starts. I had taken Hive Rules by Primrose Cottage. I had taken that to be a possible new start. I had taken Every Opening Flower by Brenda Juray, and I didn't get any work on either of those. I had even taken the one by Annie B's, Channing Street. I had everything ready for that, but I just didn't feel up to starting anything new while I was talking. I just figured I would probably end up frogging it all, so I didn't work on anything. But then after a couple of days after I got home, I started stitching a little bit. Now, my plan is not to do Hive Rules all in one big piece. I just want to do them all in individual pillows. So I just left a little bit of a gap. I got the first one done, and then I left a little bit of a gap, and I started on the second one that would say, "Be sweet like honey." So that's my plan with that. This is the thread bling that I gave to my table mates. it just had a little bee and then a button that I thought kind of looked like a honeycomb type of, I can't get it to show right, but anyway, that's what I had handed out to the people at my table. And then these are the colors that I have set aside for I'm not really sure. I don't think there's any red in Hive Rules, but I have it in there. So I don't know, this might be a combination of threads for something else. I need to start writing down my thought process because then I forget. Okay, and then I don't know if you watch Sherry from the Colorado Cross Stitcher, but she has stitch camp every summer, and I meant to do the one for June that was a bird, but I just didn't get moving quick enough. And so this month the one is for something that grows, and so I decided to do this piece here, and it's a Jeanette Douglas Designs piece, and it's called Quaker Star Delight Set. They had this at the trunk show, and oh my goodness, it was so pretty, so tiny. It's on 40 count, and anyway, this was a gift also from Darlie, and so I started it I think yesterday, and then I just finished it tonight. I used different colors. It was supposed to call for a blue flower. Anyway, I just decided to do it a little bit different. And anyway, I'm happy with how it turned out. They had done the finishing on just the tiniest piece of wood, and it was so thin. It was, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch thick. Anyway, it was very pretty the way they finished it, and I wish I had taken a picture. But I also got this at the thrift store the other day, and I thought, well, I wonder what it would look like on there. But I'm not really sure how I would display it. So anyway, not sure. I might just make it into a little scissor fob, which is what it's intended to be. So, but anyway, so I was glad that I finished that in time for Colorado cross stitcher. So so that was that. And then I did get some happy mail. I had a lady that watches the channel, Sarah, contact me and wanted to pass on a few things. So she sent me a lovely card. And then she sent me the pattern for Erica Michaels, the Morning Dove Strawberry. And it actually had some of the thread from the kit that she had. And then she sent me a Blackbird Design, My Heart Can Rest pattern. Really pretty. She said she did this in memory of her mom. So I just wanted to share that with you. And thank you, Sarah, for sending that my way. I've got things in piles, but I'm not being, I've tried to keep them all in order as far as what went with StitchCon and what didn't, but I forgot a couple of things. So they had a wonderful annex at StitchCon that you could go and you could purchase things. I didn't go to keepsakes. I wasn't sure if I would be able to get around very well because I knew there was stairs going up. to the second floor, and I was still using my walker. So, and I had heard that it was kind of close quarters, and it was warm. And so I thought, I'm just going to save going to Keepsakes for a day when I'm feeling up to the adventure. So, but going to the annex was so nice. They had so many trunk shows from different designers, and just seeing the actual models there was just so much fun. But I did get a couple of things. Like I said, Darlie got me this pattern, and then I picked out one from Heart and Hand, and it's Doodles, the autumn one. But it was so pretty. The colors are so pretty. So I got that, and I also got this one from Teresa Kogut, and it is Remember Me. And it's pretty in the picture, but oh my goodness, when you see the model, it just literally took my breath away. The house was just so pretty. And so I think this is actually going to be something that I'm going to stitch with the called for colors and the whole 9 yards, because it is just so pretty. So, but I haven't got the stuff together for that yet, but we'll see. That should be coming down the pike pretty quick. And then Debbie had brought a bunch of patterns to share, and so she had almost all of the ones. I don't know if you remember this series from Little House Needleworks, but I had done the first one, the Little Red Barn. I had done that, but I hadn't done all of them. And so she had, I think, almost all of them. And so I'm real excited. I don't know if you've watched Country Stitcher's channel. Deb on there had done it in one piece of fabric. So she made it look like a little village, and had some sitting back a little bit and some a little bit forward, so it just looked like a little village. And so I'm hoping to go back and kind of rewatch that video where she shared that, and see if I can create the same thing. So, and then she had Anna Grader from the Scarlet House, and I have just loved this one forever. So I'm excited about that one. And then there was a couple freebies on the table in the annex. So anyway, so that was fun. So those are kind of things that are a little bit in my plans. I'm not sure. I'm not stitching as much as I had before my surgeries. In fact, I hadn't stitched at all for like 2 months until I got to StitchCon, and that was the first I had stitched. And so it was fun getting back to it, but I find it's still a little bit of a struggle to get myself motivated. So I'm hoping that will improve, because I know it improves my mood so much. So I'm going to keep working towards it. But it was funny, I was watching Lisa Kindred Stitcher the other day, and she was talking about the Jane Austen Sal that Annie B's Folk Art had started, and they were suggesting that you stitch anything that's like Jane Austen related. And so there's quite a few different designs out right now that and so she was joking around, Lisa was joking around that, you know, she kind of calling out Annie and Chelsea and Belle and saying, hey, you guys aren't really, I haven't seen you guys doing anything on the Sal lately. And so then it was funny, I watched Annie B's Folk Art's latest floss tube. And so they were all they must have watched it too. And so they were like, okay, we're getting on it. So I thought, I'm going to participate too. I thought maybe it would motivate me. So I had started A Gentleman's Daughter by Plum Street years ago, literally years ago. And I have done quite a bit on it. But when I was getting to the grass at the bottom, so there's the two different colors of grass and the sheep in there. And when I got to that part, my grass didn't show up. These were the two greens that I was planning on using. And I'm not happy with those greens, especially not the lighter green. So I kind of just got stalled out and kind of lost interest. I got disappointed. I had bought so many different threads and just never had any good luck. But I've decided I'm not going to let that stop me. And I'm not even going to try to pick something that will go with this green here. I'm just going to pick two greens and get it done. So, and I'm not happy with the green in the berry bowl. So I think I'm not going to pick it out. I'm just going to go over maybe not even every stitch, but I'm just going to try to go over the stitches with another color. But anyway, so I'm going to participate in the sow. So if you're working on anything that has any reference to Jane Austen, you should join us. So that's going to be a plan. I do have threads that I had pulled for every opening flower. Of course, I'm not doing the called for, so, but I have tons of green here, and I thought there has to be something in there that will work. So I'm going to try to figure that out. We'll see. Well, I hope this hasn't been boring. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I've been up to. I'm hoping to do some fully finishing. I don't know if you've watched Michelle from Penny's Daughter Shares, but she's been doing a fully finished, I think it's this whole year actually, and she's doing it with Jen of Two Tall Stitchers, or Two Tall Quilters, Two Tall Stitchers, I think. I should have looked that up. But anyway, they're doing like trying to get as many finishes this year as they can. And I've got so many things that are done that just need framed. And some of them I actually even have the frame for. It's just a matter of getting busy and getting it done. So I feel like if I came in here and tried to work on that a little bit, I think that would be a very good motivator, because I would get some of these piles of things that are everywhere in my sewing room. I would get them cleared up, right? We'll see. I hope whatever you're doing, I hope it's bringing you joy. If you want to share something with me, I am on Instagram as Lisa Abby 9137. And so if you want to send pictures, I love to see what everybody's working on. I appreciate all the people that have texted me or sent me emails or whatever saying, hey, you doing okay over there? Haven't heard from you in a while. And just checking in on me. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the prayers. I'm going to get there, but I appreciate all of the well wishes and the concern. It means a lot. Thank you so much. We have a wonderful community. But anyway, I'm going to head off here. It's funny, I waited until I heard my husband fall asleep on the couch out there. As soon as I heard him snoring, then I felt comfortable enough to start talking. So it's like, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So I'm ready to take a nap. I had therapy today. First, I walked to the thrift store for about an hour, and then I had therapy for an hour, and then I went and got my hair cut, and then I went and got groceries, and then came home, and then a little bit later we cooked dinner. So it was like, oh my gosh, I've had a busy day. So I'll probably sleep good tonight. Half the time I sleep a little bit, and then I'm awake from like 2 a.m. to like 5 a.m. and then I fall asleep again. Anyway, my sleeping's all goofy, but I've just decided I'm going to sleep whenever I feel tired, and that'll be okay. So, anyway, I was signing off, and here I am gabbing again. Anyway, you guys take care. Thanks for stopping, and I hope you'll join me again. Bye-bye.